Hello, everyone. Louisa Jewell here, and I'm here with the incredible Dr. Elaine O'Brien, who is a world-leading expert in the area of positive psychology and movement.
Thank you, Louisa.
And I am so excited to have Elaine here because Elaine has taught me so much about the importance of exercise, the importance of moving your body and some of the science behind that. But one of the things that Elaine has introduced to me is this idea of not to focus so much on your lifespan, which of course is important. We want to live longer, but your health span. So Elaine, tell us, what is that? What is health span and why is it important?
Oh, Louisa, it's so great to be with you. And yes, we all want to live long, but we all want to live long and well. So health span is the number of years that you're living well without disability or without chronic illness. So it's really important. We want to do things that we can increase the quality of our life through our whole lifespan.
That's right, because if you're just really lying there with no quality of life, for a number of years at the end of your life, then what is the point of living long if you're going to be suffering for so many years? So knowing how to increase our health span is so important. So
it is important because it's also like an economic, right, and financial, along with an emotional and personal issue, right? We all want dignity in our lives, and we want to leave a legacy of love and good feeling about our life.
And when we go, yes, especially in those later years.
Exactly.
Yeah. I never thought about the economic piece, but yeah, you're right. There's, if you're constantly having to be cared for, there's an economic burden as well.
Right, that is a legacy effect, right?
Yeah.
So we want to go the other way.
Yeah.
And there's certain things we can do to help improve our lifespan, along with our health span, along with the quality of our life. So things that we can do are like good eating, right? So eating clean, eating light, eating fresh foods, and trying to really be mindful about the eating that we do, right? To celebrate eating, but also to feel it's nurturing our bodies, right?
Yeah, and you know what? There's so much food that we can buy that you could, not be hungry and yet be eating very, very low nutritional foods. And so I've really started to change and ask in every meal, how is this meal going to be nutritious for my body?
Yes.
How does it help me to improve my health span?
That is a really beautiful thought. And even just to take a pause before we eat our food, and maybe to bless our food, or whatever your special way of really nourishing yourself is. So I love what you're doing,
yes.
Louisa. That's
Good.
Great.
And what else, Elaine? So if someone's listening, they're younger, they want to know how to increase their health span, what else should they be doing?
I think harnessing stress, right? So just managing, like if there's distress in our life, which is different from eustress, right? So if you win an award or you're asked to give a speech or something, that's going to be a good stress, a eustress.
So it's called eustress. How are you spelling that?
It's eustress.
Okay, so there's good stress and there's bad stress.
Distress, yeah.
Okay.
Right. So how do you harness stress? Do you take a pause? Do you, how do you get to know yourself and how you can manage things? Because we all have distress in our life at different times.
So learning how to manage stress, an important strategy for improving your health span, because stress has so many physiological effects, so you don't even realize. What else? What else, Elaine?
Having kindness in your life and greater appreciation for your life, to center yourself a little bit and to look out and think of what can I do in my life to bring me and others more joy. It's just so uplifting. And again, a really positive legacy. And of course, to me, one of the greatest things you could do is to move your body more and well.
The queen of movement.
So one thing I'm working on right now is thinking about a positive mindset, a positive movement mindset. So we all have these histories around movement when we were kids. And I think of a friend when I was in grade school, Lorraine Chakowski, right? So she was this brilliant little girl, but we had this really cruel gym teacher, and he would yell at her and embarrass her and shame her. So we have these scripts from the past. And if we can rise up above maybe these hurts or things, and then just celebrate our bodies and our movements. And to me, aerobic movement is the key to fitness. And you know why? It's because it helps to reduce the risk of non-communicable diseases, right?
Okay.
So non non-communicable diseases are things like cancer, heart disease, the number one killer of especially women and men, diabetes, and pulmonary lung disease.
Okay.
So these are like really impacting our health span, right? When we get those kinds of diseases, it really reduces the quality of our health,
Okay. Yeah.
especially like in the later years.
Yes.
So you can be aerobic, and aerobic had a little bit of a bad reputation back in the 80s because people were pounding, but aerobic is just in the presence of oxygen, right? So you don't even have to be bouncing. You can do things that elevate your heart rate, that help you to breathe better, and just to take in more oxygen and to really flourish. I think that it helps to improve executive function, which executive function is when we do, when we can make choices that are good for us and avoid like horrible choices in our lives, right?
So if we're thinking about this today, then to include some sort of aerobic exercise, not just like weights are good.
Oh, so good.
But doing something where, so is it jogging, running? What about yoga? You're breathing in yoga. Is that aerobic as well?
I mean, it can be like if you're doing a fast-paced yoga class where you're elevating your heart rate to, I mean, it's recommended anywhere from like 55 to like 85 or 90% of your maximum heart rate to elevate your heart rate. So, I mean, I think that yoga is so important. So I think that it's also aerobics, flexibility training, right, to keep your muscles and also inside, right, strong and supple and limber, right? To have strength training, to be able to have coordination training, and also just to be able to relax as well.
And that helps to prevent falls when you're older too, which we know as well can reduce your health span as well. If you fall, break a hip, can't walk anymore, it can dramatically affect your health span.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Great.
And just one last thing about the aerobic piece is that it helps to reduce the risk of cognitive disease, right? So Alzheimer's, dementia, there's such a protective factor in terms of just moving your body. And one of the best things I know you love to do is dance.
Yeah.
So if you put music on and you start just shaking it up, you're going to get nice and warm. And then you just, and if you pick music you really love, Ellen Langer talks about that in the research, that it really helps to amplify and like help you just to feel great.
And it's true because, you know, a lot of the times, you know, we think about exercise and we can't stand exercise, right? A lot of us think, oh, I don't want to go to the gym. But dancing is a great, if you like to dance, it's really an enjoyable thing to do and do it with friends, right?
Right.
I am so grateful to my friend Elaine, Dr. Elaine O'Brien. Thank you so much for being here with us, and thank you for your incredible tips. We're all going to go and increase our health span. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.